Good morning, Tim Sykes here. Wanted to do a pre-market video. So many stocks in play, such a crazy market. It blows my mind that so many people are not focusing on these big percent winners. I know they're scary, okay? And I'm not timing them perfectly. I often sell way too soon. I was buying GLMD in the sixes. I was buying it in here, and I was selling it in here, buying it in here, selling it in here, buying it in here. And I said specifically, I think at like 13, 14, 15, I was like, don't chase, and then it goes to freaking 23 or 24. I'm not going to be perfect, and you can't expect yourself to be perfect either, but you should focus on these big runners. Already pre market PRTG up 200%. If you do wake up early, I mean, this is the thing, like 4 or 5 a.m. Leave a comment if you're going to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. If you really want to, take advantage of these early runners. This is a crazy, crazy market. And it's because of short sellers. You have to understand these are not good companies. These are not long-term investments. I'm getting so many questions like, how long do you hold? Use their volatility. Okay, guys? Like when you see my trades, I'm making 400 DTSS. I mean, this was crazy where sometimes I even get frustrated. My internet went out. I'm trading and traveling. Oh, wow. DTSS is down to 250. I didn't even see that. It was so choppy, but I was buying the dip. On this one, I think I should actually probably go back to the beginning of yesterday. I'm a little excited. Forgive me. Also, watch this new video that I did with JCP, the newest millionaire, former security guard, started with $2,000, now over $1 million. I posted that video yesterday. I'll link it below. Get inspired, get motivated. So yesterday, lots of plays. AZUL, by the way, keeps going. This was my weekend play. Like I there's so many plays I can't even keep up. This was AZUL. Remember, I was buying in the 260s and sold at 3 because it hit my goals. And now, 340. Rumor debt deal. Is the debt deal going to go through? I don't care. It's a rumor. It's a beaten down stock. If you have my weekend newsletter, you were probably astonished how dead on I was. I was astonished how dead on I was. But that's what happens in a hot market when you have the right strategy. And this is a beautiful runner. And again, thank you, short sellers. I saw a bunch of shorts ripping on me for buying it in here in the 260s. And I'm like, you guys are so lost. Long ago, I learned you can't help the helpless. That's what it comes down to for most shorts these days. But congrats to longs, whether you sold it in the 280s, 290s, 3s, 320s, 330s, 350s. So much opportunity. My job is to show you these opportunities. And then, if you want to sell too early, like I do, like you play it safe, fantastic. I really don't mind. AZUL, I locked in $2,000. Now it would be what, like $5,000, $6,000? It's fine. It's fine. I didn't intend on holding to Tuesday or Wednesday. You never know what's going to happen with these rumored debt deals. The main reason why I was even able to sell in the 3s, there was an article on Monday morning saying that they are talking with their I don't know, whatever they're called. There's a term for it. I'm just not thinking. I'm like waking up doing this video. But they're talking with their debt holders. And so maybe a deal is done, maybe not. I don't care. That's the beauty of these plays. You're trading volatility. GLMD, I had a nice $1,000 profit. This turned out to be like the best buy. And I was just like, low float spiker, regain NASDAQ compliance. You really don't have to overthink it. You don't have to go into dilution tracker and be like, what are the odds of financing? I'm not going to hold this overnight. I barely even held this like a few minutes. Bought in the mid 6s, sold in the low 7s. Really happy with that trade. Then I went on to DTSS and I was dip buying this AI news spiker in the 260s. It had already hit the 290s. It's very important that you guys understand I'm not finding these plays like before they run. They're already running. I'm focusing on big percent gainers. As I'm filming this pre-market, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big percent gainers. Use this list. Okay, I still have my watch list of recent runners, but the new big percent winners, that's what you got to be focusing on. In case anybody always asks, like, how do you find these plays? Big percent gainers and stocks to trade breaking news alerted this. So I bought in the 260s on a dip off the highs. Let me pull up a chart. Where was it? Right in here. So it had already spiked from the 230s, got a halt up to 290. And I was buying it in here. I'm really good at dip buying. This is like just one of my best assets, and I'm really bad at selling. I need to be honest with you. So understand when I put a stock on watch and when I'm buying it, like you should be watching it. I'm not saying follow my trades. You shouldn't follow anybody's trades, but watch it. The second that I buy it, read my commentary. Why am I dip buying it? I bought it and sold it right in here, and it spiked up to 3 real quick, but I wasn't sure if this was a double top. Okay, like this is the thing. This moves so quickly, and you just don't know. And for me, I'm playing safe. I'm trading and traveling. I'm not on great Wi-Fi, as I said in the chat room a few times yesterday. So you have to understand where you are and what your mindset is, what the market's doing. All of this stuff matters. So some people are like, how could you sell too soon? Why not give it more time? I didn't know if it was going to break out. I did give it time to break out. It failed when I held it. Okay? It went up to 3 and failed. So when I get that failure, I'm not, I didn't know that it was going to have like a huge secondary run up, and it was very choppy. But that's what happens in this market. That's why I'm so excited. I'm happy with that. These are good profits. Locking in $2,000, GLMD locking in 1,000, DTSS locking in 600. This was the problem. So this was, when my Wi-Fi went down, and I bought the dip. It had already gotten up to 350. Remember the breakout level. This is, some people said, like, why am I dip buying it here? The breakout level was right here at around 3. So goes all the way up to 350. I'm looking at dip buying this thing. And I bought it right here because I thought 3 would hold. It did get up to 324, but I was looking for more of a bounce. So I didn't sell. And then right here, slammed down under 3, and my Wi-Fi goes out. And I was in the chat room. I'm like, what's the price? What's the price? I'm in a coffee shop. I'm yelling. Everyone's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, freaking Wi-Fi. That's the dangers of trading and traveling. That's what I do. So sometimes it helps me. Sometimes it hurts me. This time it hurt me, but I cut losses. I wasn't even sure. So some people were like, how did you sell if you don't have Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi was going up and down, but I didn't have quotes. So I had no idea. I was freaking blind, and I got out at 293. I didn't even know what I was getting at. People in the chat room were telling me it was 294, 295. So I put a limit of like 290 just to get out because I can risk losing a few $100s. It's a scary stock. I thought that it would hold 3. It didn't. But then I got back on the horse, and I'm really proud of this trade, and it paid off because, I was a little angry. So sometimes you shouldn't trade when you're angry, but at the same time, I recognize that this is an AI runner. AI runners are usually very choppy. I got the Wi-Fi back, and I was just pissed. So I got it all the way down in the 280s, and I was like, this thing has to go back to 3. I thought that it was going to go back to 3 and maybe, 305. I didn't know that it was, no idea that it was going to go all the way back to 3.5, but that was, a while later. I just thought that, 3 support would hold. It didn't. So I'm sure some other people thought 3 support would hold. So we all dip bought together. We all lost together. And then it was in the 280s. And again, it's not just about that initial breakout here at 3. The initial spike here was like 294. And you have to think, like, some people say, well, Tim, the support should have been 3 and 290. Why are you dip buying in the 280s? This is not an exact science, guys. It's a range. Okay? The thing already hit the 350s. I'm buying it way down near the lows. Worst case, there's a massive amount of support here at 276, 277. Okay, so you had the breakout, and theoretically, former resistance should become support, so 3 should have held. Yes, it didn't. And again, I thought that created some opportunity. My Wi-Fi problems aside, there's also support. You got to look at different levels. So when I'm dip buying it here and I'm taking size, some people are like, what are you doing? You're revenge trading. Yes, I was angry. Yes, I was revenge trading, but there was a plan, okay? And AI stocks have range. AI stocks are choppy. And worst case, I'm getting my average to 286. Worst case, there was support here at like 276. So I'm risking like 10 cents a share. And remember, the day high is 350. So I'm buying it 70 cents a share off the day high. My risk is 10 cents. I didn't know that it was going to go back to the day high. As it turned out, it did. Again, I'm just thinking low threes. I'm thinking best case scenario, like 305, 310. So I'm really thinking like 30 cents of upside. But again, 30 cents of upside versus 10 cents of downside, 3-to-1 risk reward. But this is why I made, more money on this one than others. And people are like, you shouldn't trade when you're angry. I was angry, but I also had a plan. Okay. And I was angry about Wi-Fi. It was a stupid thing to get angry over. I'm here with Lucas, another millionaire trader, and he just laughs at me. He's so calm and cool and collected. We're at dinner the other night. He's making over $1 million, and I'm like getting all excited, and he's like, "Calm down, calm down." And then I get angry over losing a few $100s. It's pretty funny, but I take this personally. I treat my small account as if it's the only money that I have, which it's not. But that's the way I think. So why did I get back in with size? Because of AI plays, because it already had the news, because of the upside, because of the solid risk reward. So that was a great trade. And then GLMD, I got back in and I really didn't want to chase it, but it just kept going. And I bought this, $2 a share off its highs, and I'm buying it in the nines. I had no idea when I was buying it that it was going to go all the way to the 20s. I mean, this was my dip buy was like, it was in this little thing, okay? And it spiked up. Shout out to Holtzy in Challenge Chat. He nailed it. He was buying it, and he actually held, I think, I want to say he held, I think he bought in the nines and he sold it in the 20s because I think he had like 100 shares and he made like $1,000, which is pretty awesome. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but I think that's what happened. There's a lot of students, but Holtzy did buy it in the nines, and I saw that he sold in the 20s. And I'm not sure if it's the exact same, but I asked him and he said he made 1,000. So I think that's what checks out. But pretty crazy where I'm buying the dip and I'm selling. And again, this is due to me not having Wi-Fi, not great Wi-Fi. This is I can't even speak. This is due to me being, a little timid, thinking that, 10 or 11 might be the day high. So it's a bunch of things. And, I'm already up $4,000 on the day, which is a great day for me. So I know some people say, turn off your profit and loss. Don't care about that. Those people can afford to. A lot of the people who say, turn off your profit and loss, they have big accounts. So they're trying to trade the chart. They're trying to be patient. Patience also kills in this market. If you look at Jack, he's down 30 plus grand on the month, and he's being patient. Tim Grittani, great trader, great challenge webinars. He's down like 200 grand this month. So understand that just because you have patience doesn't mean that you're going to do better. In this market, patience actually kills you, except for GLMD, which, just kept going. But long story short, we're looking at big plays. I'm now up over $250,000. This is basically triple what I made last year, which is crazy, 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 crazy. Just the upside of this market. And GLMD, sure enough, did fade. And now we have another one in PRTG. PLCE, I was buying it the other day in the 12s, selling it around 13. This one keeps squeezing. DTSS came down. So there is a difference. DTSS, sketchy little AI spiker, choppy but good upside. GLMD, short squeeze, choppy but good upside. PLCE, earnings winner, did drop, but then it squeezed shorts again. I probably should have bought this breakout because this one just follows technical analysis to a T. It's actually pretty crazy. Look at this. The former breakout high was 1540, and it stopped right here at 1540, came down to 1460. Then you get a nice breakout. 1540 up to 17. I saw a bunch of challenge students nail that little move. And then look at that. Even if you miss the breakout, it comes down. It comes down to 1540. Like, there's so many freaking plays. This is stupid if you're missing out. Tell me that you're capitalizing. I saw some people, made, this student commented, made 500. There's a bunch of students who made 500, 1,000, 2,000. That's fantastic. That's what we're trying to do here. So again, long story short, focus on big percent gainers. PRTG, OMEX, VEEA, Lunar, VVPR. Oh, by the way, Lunar had a nice NASA deal. And this one is a bigger company, but finally broke that key resistance at 6. I wish I had been awake last night. You're looking for breakouts, okay? You don't just buy these randomly. But look at this. The day high after hours yesterday was 750, 750. Third time is the charm. You got to buy this breakout if you're up at 6:30. If you're watching, Perfect breakout, 760 up to 840, 80 cents, 10% in like 15 minutes. And then you get another breakout here at 850 up to 911. Like, focus on these breakouts, focus on dip buys, focus on big percent gainers. I got to do my watch list and get in chat. I'll see you in chat. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're crushing it like you should be.